Is the Bitcoin price ready for a massive correction to the downside? Well, in this video, I'm exactly going to be talking about this potential scenario. Now, as you guys know, I am still long here, up $500,000 in profit here on my Bitcoin and Ethereum position. But I do actually want to talk here about a bearish scenario. Is the Bitcoin price potentially looking here to top out? Well, this chart is potentially going to tell us exactly what is about to happen. So let's dive here straight into the video. As you guys know here, I'm still long $500,000. I will be talking that here a little bit about that later in the video. But first, I want to talk here about the short analysis. We had a short correction over here to the downside. And as I told you guys here in the last few videos, what we actually saw here is that we saw XRP, for example, having this massive move to the upside here. Of course, getting this correction as I already predicted. I thought this was a massive move to the upside. We didn't really see any follow through on Bitcoin. We generally want to see Bitcoin lead before the altcoins. That did not happen in this case, and I warned you about that. And we already got this correction here to the downside. So we can see something very similar happening here to Ethereum. It had this massive move to the upside and also is a little bit struggling here. The Bitcoin chart, yes, it had a massive move here to the upside, and we generally speaking, if I go to the Bitcoin dominance, I mean, we had a big correction over here to the downside, but again, we want to see Bitcoin lead. We want to see Bitcoin go to a significant high level. So, for example, I have the target here of $200,000. After that, we're going to see the Bitcoin price correct, and then it's very likely you're going to see some form of a speculative alt season coming after the Bitcoin bubble, or the short-term Bitcoin bubble eventually pops, and then eventually we get the altcoin bubble, we get the bear market, and then the whole cycle repeats. We've seen this every single time, and just for mid-cycle, the altcoin just to pop up like this to the upside is generally not a very, very good sign, and that's why I've basically put out a warning here a little bit for Bitcoin that we may have a correction to the downside, at least a little bit in the short term, which we got, and we might go a little bit lower here to the downside. Now, as you guys know, I am still in this long position. I could cash this out any moment for $500,000. The last one that I closed here, I closed it on $650,000. There will be over $1 million profit here trading. But for now, I'm just going to keep it open a little bit, and I'm just going to wait it out a little bit. So we are currently testing over here the 2-hour RSI, which you guys can see the 2-hour RSI. This is my free indicator. You can check out the link here in the description. Just put the indicator over here to the 2-hour time frame. And what we can basically see here is that throughout a Bitcoin rally, we tend to go back here to the 2-hour bands, like we saw, for example, over here. We saw, for example, over here. And then it tends to rally further to the upside. We can see the same thing happening right over here as well. And we are currently touching. So if we are going to be getting a strong bounce, we should see this from this level. If we are going to be breaking it lower, we're going to come back here to this impulse level. I wouldn't say that the rally is completely over. Like, you could get a quick bounce and a quick flip here back to the upside. That is still decent, but it's not something that I would really like to see. I would like to see the momentum build up. I don't just want to see the price here coming back to the downside and then, you know, kind of losing momentum, losing steam. It's going to be hard to kind of build it up here back to the upside. So that is what I currently think. Now, as you guys actually know, I am trading over here this with a leverage, and that's why I've actually managed to make here this amount of money. And as you guys know, leverage is very, very risky. You shouldn't just get into leverage just like that. But basically what I'm doing is I'm trading based on the price fluctuation. So for example, if there's a big news event, you can, for example, go on an exchange like this, go into a long position, and you can make money while the price is rising. So rather than just holding an asset and just waiting for the price to rise, you can actually trade the fluctuations and actually multiply your gains that way. That's what leverage is. That also means if the price moves against you, then you're also making more losses. So you really have to time the market. But if you can actually time the market and you can be very successful at that, then you can make money like this. For example, $500,000 here. Turn this. This is about $100,000 right over here that I turned into about $500,000, as you can see over here on the asset page. So that's what I did actually. And if you do actually also want to start trading right off here, I have a link in the description to a non-KYC exchange. You get a 50% deposit bonus here for the next 12 days. That is actually right over here, the deal that I made with the Blofin exchange that I will be using a little bit more in the future. Used a little bit more in the past, but I will be using it more in the future. So again, it is for the next 12 days until August 6th. All you have to do is just sign up over here. You can sign up with Google just like that, very, very quickly. And if you actually sign up, DM me over here to join the VIP Telegram channel, where I'm actually posting my trades and some extra analysis. So if you're interested in that, just send me a DM over here after signing up. So anyway, going over here to the next chart. is what we are currently seeing is that the Tether market cap is currently increasing, and we are seeing that the price actually going sideways, which is a very, very good sign. So again, going back to, are we going to get this correction to the downside? I would actually say, and I would say that in my opinion, we're not really going to see that yet. That's why I still hold this position. If I, again, am going to change my position, I will actually let it know over here inside the VIP channel, right over here, that you can actually join by signing up with the exchange. But if nothing changes, I'm going to keep holding this position. I'm going to wait what happens here at the 2 hour. And again, the Tether market cap is actually growing. And what my actual theory is at this point in time is that these altcoins are basically popping off. And this is why the Tether market cap is actually increasing. So more liquidity is actually flowing to the space. But I think if these altcoins are going to have a big correction to the downside, like we saw with XRP, but also Ethereum, once they get a little bit exhausted, I think it's very likely Bitcoin is going to get a recovery here back to the upside. And the Tether is going to flow back into Bitcoin. So that's kind of what my estimation is going to be. If the altcoins keep rallying, then I think the Bitcoin price is definitely going to crash. But for now, I said I'm still a little bit neutral. I'm just going to kind of wait it out. But if these altcoins go back to the downside, like for example, Solana is already topping out over here. XRP is topping out. If that continues a little bit lower, I think the money is going to flow back into Bitcoin. And I think that's going to kind of recover Bitcoin here back to the upside. And we can kind of see that with a Tether market cap. Tether market cap is that eventually is going to rotate back into Bitcoin. So that's kind of, at this point in time, what I'm betting up. We also know the M2 money supply here. We see the Bitcoin price following that 1-to-1 here, basically all the way here since March 2024. So we are also holding up this exact prediction, and let's see if we can actually catch up here with the yellow line again. So I'm still bullish and I'm still going to be holding this, but I am again a little bit cautious. Now, one of the indicators that is going to tell us when the Bitcoin price is going to get a massive correction here to the downside is this is the 200-week heat map over here. And what we can see is that the further away that we get actually from this MA, the more the Bitcoin price gets like overheated. And what you can actually see on this indicator is that it basically shows you this overheating by changing color over here. So what you can see, the color is changing over here from green to yellow and then eventually red, which basically means that the price is very, very far away from the 200 MA. And so the same thing happened over here where we saw this kind of green area. And we saw the price going parabolic, and the MA kind of had to catch up, and that's basically giving over here a heat map warning, like it was kind of giving us a warning. It was showing that the price was overheating. And if I go currently to the current price, we're not seeing that yet at all. So we're seeing that everything is blue, everything is beautiful, fine. It's a little bit light blue here and there, but we're not in the green area or the yellow area, which I think that's what we want to see when the Bitcoin price is going to be topping out. So it's again a warning that, well, maybe in the short term we can get a correction to the downside, but long term I think we're still here in the bull run. And again, unless the Bitcoin price here has changed here from blue to green to yellow to red, whatever, we didn't saw a Bitcoin all-time high. So every time it was blue, it would just continue to pump and pump further to the upside. So that is again still what I'm holding true to. Now, the next video I'm going to be sharing another crazy chart, so you're going to have to watch the next video. I have something very, very good prepared. And yeah, that's going to be the end here of the video. Again, if you want to start trading over here, again, it is only for professional traders. Don't just start trading leverage. It is very risky. You can make a bunch of money, but it's also, again, very, very risky because it's based on price fluctuations. But I have a sign-up link here in the description if you want to check it out. Check out Blofin over here. 50% trading bonus up until August 6th if you want to check it out. That's the deal I have with them. So with that, I want to end this video. Hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.